Hey, what's up, everybody? It's coming to you this morning with this afternoon actually, the Saturday recap. We're going to talk about the two fights that weren't on the Charlo brother pay-per-view that happened on ESPN Plus and on DAZN. There was two fights that I did a preview for, and I know I do my what's next on the winners and stuff like that, and I of course will do that next week on the winners of the fights, but I like to talk about the fights themselves and how they went, and my opinions on the overall fight. So let's kick it off with Josh Taylor, as he main evented a ESPN Plus card defending his unified title against Apanum Kongsong, the Thai fighter who was undefeated coming in. Really not much to talk about on this one. He smashed, Kongsong, Josh Taylor did. Body shot, put him down, and he was out. And that's it. I mean, a good, strong performance to have when you are trying to build for a fight, especially since Jose Ramirez didn't sell his side of it. But I don't think that was Ramirez's fault. I think people were not giving Victor Postol his credit, his due credit. Victor Postol is a very good fighter, and I think a lot of people thought that Ramirez was going to blow him out of the water, and I didn't. I knew Victor Postol was good. I knew that was going to be a good fight, so I really wasn't surprised that he gave him such a good fight. Ramirez, he got the win, but I don't think he sold it for a showdown with Josh Taylor. Well, Josh Taylor made sure to go out and sell it, because if you're going to beat an unknown fighter and you're going to smash him, knocking him out in the first round's a good indicator. So that was a nice win for him. A good way to come back after a year off. And then, like I said, hopefully that builds towards the bigger fight. We'll talk about the monkey wrench that's in the middle here that people aren't talking about, which is, and I'll mention it on the What's Next video for Taylor, but, it's not guaranteed that Taylor's getting the shot at Ramirez. So as long as everybody knows that, we're good. That's not a guaranteed thing, but we'll discuss that on the What's Next, because Ramirez has a mandatory title defense of one of his belts that nobody's talking about. We'll get into that all into detail when I break down his What's Next this weekend coming up. But let's talk about the other main event that happened that wasn't on the Charlo brother pay-per-view. That was on DAZN from Germany. You had Maris Bradis, the number 1 seed, took on the number 2 seed for the World Boxing Super Series Finals Season 2 in the cruiserweight division. These are the top 2 cruiserweights in the world going at it. It was the finals of the tournament, 15-month layoff in between fights because of a lot of controversy last year. And, I was very, very impressed and very surprised that Maris Bradis went in there and just, broke down Junior Dorticos, outworked them, outboxed them. Impressive performance. Convincing 12-round unanimous decision, and his career best win. He becomes now a 3-time cruiserweight champion, and he solidifies himself as the number 1 cruiserweight in the world. I picked Dorticos to win this fight by knockout, and a lot of that had to do with the way Bradis has looked over the last couple years since his impressive-ass performance against Alexander Usyk in his only defeat. Remember in that fight, they fought in his hometown of Latvia. He fought his ass off. He lost a very close 12-round majority decision, and that was his career best performance, and he barely lost. He's the only guy to give Usyk a good fight. And then in the in his return fight, it was kind of so-so. And then his 2 fights in the World Boxing Super Series Season 2 have been, he should have lost to Noel Gavor, or Mikhailian, whatever you call him. He should have lost to him in the quarterfinals. Then in the semifinals, it was just marred with controversy against Glowacki. He, in my opinion, he got a gift knockout win because the referee wasn't paying attention and didn't ref that fight properly. So we don't know if Bradis would have beat Glowacki that night or not. But it was just his road to the finals just was not an impressive one. And Dorticos was. Dorticos fought Mateusz Masternak, veteran. People thought he was going to knock him out, but he got a solid decision victory. It was a tough fight, but he got a solid decision win. But he had a fucking great knockout of Andrew Tabiti in the semifinals. Just KO'd him, laid him out flat, put him to sleep. Great knockout. Captured the world title with that win. And, you know, he rode it into the finals. I think a lot of people were picking him because of that. And he tried, but, you know, Bradis did a great job of stepping to the side and boxing. I mean, he boxed beautifully in this fight. He landed some good shots, good counter shots. He never really, when Dorticos would land a punch, he never let him land 2 or 3 hard ones in a row to where it really hurt him, and he moved well. And just an overall masterclass of boxing right there. Very impressed with Bradis. And, you know, we'll see what he decides to do next. But great performance. The #1 cruiserweight in the world has been determined. And the #1 junior welterweight in the world, Josh Taylor, put everybody on notice of why, even though he fought a nobody, he wasted him and got him out of there quick. So, impressive performances by the 2 top fighters in their divisions. And that's the Saturday recap. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, been here with the truth.